accept. We have to kind of go, you know what, the game has changed, but you can't have it both ways.
But he got to be the president.
You can't say, I want him to be president and I still want all this other shit. Because you're going to give something up to get. You got to give to get. And I really believe that in this situation, there is not a more, and I don't respond to him because he's a speaker, because I think all politicians speak. I think that he's clearly the more qualified candidate. If I didn't think it, two things: I wouldn't have a problem saying it, and I wouldn't have a problem not voting for him. I would never vote for somebody just because somebody said that. I don't go to meetings where people go, "Hey man, this is the way we feel about this." I'm not going to tell you how I feel. I ain't part of the collective. Just like when people feel a certain way about like all the bullshit that people get into about how you should speak and what you should think is funny.
True that.
Ain't no collective for me.
But you got to understand now that there is an outside effect in terms of, okay, black people aren't really the toughest thing I think to being black as you're younger is to be individual. Is to say, this is what I think, fuck the other shit.
Right.
And really, I'm saying what I think, because I know there's a lot of black people who are like, fuck that, I'm not even voting for him now. You know, I'm not going to vote for him because he's black, fuck him, I don't like him, or whatever, his stance on abortion is this, that. I'm saying, dude, it's bigger, it's so big, because, you know, watching Roots, and just feeling how I felt watching Roots, feeling how I felt watching Rosewood, just the basic instinct of anger you have towards white people on a general basis. It's hard for me to just be in here sometimes and just be your friend
and listen to my shit.
And just because you're white, there is a natural instinct not to like white folks.
You know what's so odd?
I just want to just
go.
Alike, but you know what? I look at Patrice and go, I don't even think of you as a black guy. And
but
this
see,
is the God's honest truth.
If you didn't know him, would you think he was a black guy?
And yet, if you're walking down the street, I'd fucking be on the other side of the street in a second.
But see, that's why I understand. I understand that shit. It's like, you know, me and Lloyd would never be friends outside of the fact that we're friends. I wouldn't bump into him in the street or whatever. There is I just would love to feel something that I know I've never really felt before. Externally,
but that's different though, Patrice. That's a system. That's different. I want to see a black president. I get it, but I would never vote for somebody just because they were anything. And you said something that was absolutely true. The hardest thing for a black person to do is to be an individual. Is to say, this is how I feel. This is and
Michael Vick, dude. I fucking hated that motherfucker for that. But people, you know, you get a preponderance of the media where black people go, nigga, black people don't give a fuck about no dogs. Right. And I'm like, I love dogs.
Me too. Yeah. But I didn't. That's nuance for me. Like with the whole Don Abbott thing. I thought it was a dumb joke, and I thought it was, you know, I don't think what I do is I go, how the fuck do I feel? I don't go on the Black America website. I don't. And
that's a hard thing to do. I do that too. It's very fucking difficult. When I was defending Don Imus, right? I'm telling you,
and it's not even
motherfuckers are MySpacing. Yeah. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Did you just call me Uncle fucking Tom? I'm here defend any black. That's why I called DL.
Yeah.
Which I love this too. This is a great story. Which made me start calling people from a block number. I reached out. I found this motherfucker to get me to call. He called me from a block number and didn't give me his fucking phone number.
I'm sorry.
No, but I'm saying that made me. I you know, and I said to myself, I go, you know, I'm doing that shit too. Niggas ain't gonna have my motherfucking number.
You know what I teach? This is the truth.
What a great statement about career positions.
I'm gonna tell you this. This is what I teach my son particularly. Man, when a man stands by himself, like it ain't never like my father said. You came in this world, you're probably gonna die alone. You can go out of the world alone. Man, being an individual and having your own mindset and understanding how you feel is the ultimate responsibility, and it's the ultimate freedom. To me, I want my son, if he's nothing else, to be human and to literally look at the situation.
Bravo.
And no, but not the grandstand. And to give no man respect he hasn't earned simply because he's anything. Simply because he's an athlete. Simply because he did. You give any human being a certain amount of respect. Just for me personally, I don't look at what people tell me. I look at what they do.
But look, there's something deeper about black people's illness in terms of this. Like, this is what you don't.
Is this BET radio?
Yeah.
You know people in there goes, what are these motherfuckers doing?
You know there's some truckers driving off of fucking real quick,
Screaming at the radio. Why aren't you guys saying anything today? Let the two niggas fight it out.
All this oogly boogly talk.
We're scared.
Why don't they just play bongos?
Help us. They've hijacked our show.
We're
too scared to talk.
First the president, now they're taking over the Oprah Anthony show.
Hey, Patrice, by the way, there's 304.
And give me some chicken.
There's 304 million people in the United States, and there's 243 million whites and just under 40 million blacks.
You know, white people come up with
Wait
facts.
a minute. So is how many people in this country?
We'll go on the website and you said this then.
There's 304 million people in this country.
Yeah, you said there's 300 million
200 and what?
43.
43 million
whites
and 40 million blacks?
Yes.
There's only 20 more million other motherfuckers here? Chinese,
Well, you
Puerto
gotta count
Ricans,
some
Mexicans?
Spanish people that are black that they don't know.
Yeah, well,
Are you serious?
That's what they're saying.
That's wrong.
That's what they're saying.
You can't say that's
I'm
wrong.
saying that's fucking wrong. There's no more fucking goddamn Puerto Ricans and Mexicans in this
Puerto
country
Ricans
than us.
Puerto Ricans are just niggas who can swim. That's all they are. They're the same thing.
They count as all the same shit.
No, these
They're
are
the same thing.
This is probably
Mexicans are just
this is
niggas with
probably
good hair.
citizens.
They're the same thing.
What is that from 01?
July 2008. This is what's going to be estimated next month when they put the numbers out. But I mean, these are citizens, obviously. This isn't the illegals
got some
and all
backing.
that. Why don't we take a
Oh, you know what? You're not counting illegals. You're right.
Why don't we take a break? We got DL Hughley in studio. He's playing Caroline's all weekend long.
And no, first the rally, then
What?
Caroline. Me and Patrice are leading people.
Get your red bow ties out.
I get so
B
upset.
side and us.
Dude, I can't get the passion up to talk politics. I just can't.
It's not even a politics thing.
Nah, this is all just human thing. I like
deeper
the
than
point
politics.
that DL said, and being an individual is probably the most
Well, he said it
important
first.
thing.
Patrice said it first.
No, because Patrice is saying he's gonna,
Oh, no, wait. Before you finish, my brain is fried.
Okay.
So I wanted to say something real quick
You
about...
never say anything real quick.
All right. Fucking... Let me say something. I'm going to try to say something real quick.
They understand. Trust me.
That's the one thing about, okay, when we do something, when we do something,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you people, we have to defend every black dude. That's the thing. We don't. We don't. I know what you're saying. We don't, but I'm saying externally, we don't. But internally, for some reason, when a nigga fucks up, all of the black people got to go, oh, we got to make an excuse. I don't, you don't. But as a whole group, you know what I'm saying?
But
white people, when white people fuck up, that white person fucked up, not the whole as a whole. You get to enjoy being an individual.
Right. You're right, because as white people,
even without the pressure externally of going, there's never white pride. It's never open white pride. It's,
Yeah, because people, you know what it is?
if I wasn't half Sicilian too.
And by the way, we do have white pride. Every time we see each other in the supermarket, we'll look at pasteurized milk, just kind of winking at each other. Go to the light bulb. You know.
Open heart surgery. Oh, we did that. Did you really? You know what's to me is this. Everybody always asks you, like, I always get, like, even when I came in for the first time, I can never tell you how black people feel. We're a whole race of people that got, how can you talk for one race of people that got Flavor Flav and Colin Powell?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How does one dude encapsulate all of that? All you can ever do is speak, and I hate people. Anybody who doesn't speak their own mind, who goes with the collective, is a fucking sheep. That's all you are. All you doing is what somebody told you. Yeah. You might as well be a fucking robot. I get it. I understand. That's easier to do. I understand.
That's why I hate the party line shit. Like, why? If I'm a Republican, why do I have to be against women getting abortions? But that's
unless they're mine.
That's
They gotta get
like, I'm a fucking huge Second Amendment guy, but I'm also for a woman's right to choose. I'm insane then as a fucking Republican.
But my thing is that I just became a Democrat 2 years ago. I was an independent for all of years because I never even liked the kind. I like guns. I think.
Well, let me tell you something. Guns. Now that's against your party.
No, it ain't.
For the most part.
No, it's but look here. I dig guns. I dig abortion. I think weed should be legal. I think that we are too fiscally irresponsible. I think that I think that
you want less government in your life.
I want a lot less government in my life. I think that religion is encroaching too much in government. So what I've done is tell you how I feel. I don't go, what does the D say or what does the R say? I tell you how I feel.
But most of the people in these parties that you're forced pretty much to vote for
because they fucking
run
sheep.
Right along the party line. So who the fuck are you going to vote for?
But even like when everybody's having
the
primary
black president. I got all that confusion out, motherfucker. The black president.
Even when
party
everybody was
line,
having
my
the
left
primaries,
ball, nigga.
When they was having the primaries, I don't think that America responds to ethereal talk. I think that America people are, we're not gonna respond to the politics of fear. Your whole fucking life is fear. Your mother says do this or that'll happen. This job says either do this or I'll fire you. Religion says do this or you going to hell. Fear runs us all. The bottom line to me is I think that America gets what it wants, and it always makes poor decisions because it's generally ill-informed and makes decisions based on all kind of bullshit that doesn't. It's 50 million Americans don't have health care. You ask the average person, do they think you should have health care? They go, yeah, you should have it. You say socialized medicine, and they go, fuck you. I'm not paying for it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think you should die in this country. I don't care if you're lazy or whatever. I was just in Edmonton, Alberta. They have the best economy in the north.
Whoa, motherfucker! Why wasn't there an interruption there, Jack?
Because I'm waiting to talk about how Senator Kennedy and his
you
brain
hate this
tumor.
Fucking healthcare
and
thing.
if we had socialized medicine like Senator Kennedy wanted, he would still have that fucking orange in his head.
Why is that?
Because you don't fucking step up to a hospital, get the best doctor, and say, hey, take the tumor out of my head. You wait on a fucking list. You sit and wait for a fucking doctor. You're not getting the best doctor.
So you should
and that's socialized fucking medicine. But he's a rich motherfucker, and he was able to get whatever he wants.
But
that's America. You're not. Why the fuck did this country turn into something where everyone's entitled to something instead of working up to it?
Because
working up to getting the brain tumor removed from your head.
One is
what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's spoiled.
Exactly. He is a spoiled bastard.
We have to do two things. If we're not going to be the America we espouse, then let's be Russia. Let's be as shitty as we say that. But we're gonna put God in our Constitution, and we're gonna act like we're a Judeo-Christian society, and we're a Judeo-Christian society, and we are a nation of laws and rules, and we're a nation of human rights and dignity. A human being should never die because they're poor. I don't give a fuck why they are.
Anyone can go into the fucking hospital. You go to the emergency room. Some people are going to get shitty care.
Anthony,
some people are going to get good care. Hold on.
Did you just hear that point?
I did.
Did you used to be poor?
Yes.
Do you think you should have been dead if you couldn't afford to live?
If you know something, if I was fucked up when I was poor, then I'd be dead. That's the fucking country we live in.
I asked you, do you think you should be dead because you couldn't afford to be alive?
No, but in certain circumstances, that's just the way this fucking is.
We are a country that fights to have the Pledge of Allegiance. And we fight to have prayer in school. We fight to have prayer in school.
Right.
We fight to bring God in our lives.
That's based on this puritanical bullshit that started hundreds of years ago.
But I'm saying, if you're going to put God in your life and talk about how you love Jesus and how we're a Christian society, the very tenet of Jesus, regardless of what people think, is that you love the poor and the sick. Yeah. That's what you do. Now, if you're going to take Jesus out, and we're going to be a country that is just kind of a pluralistic country, we don't give a fuck about anything, that's fine. But if you're going to talk about how much you love Jesus, then and how much you can't be president unless you do. You can't literally be president of the United States of America unless you go to church and kill convicts.
Well, you know,
you can't. Obama pretty soon is gonna have to shoot something.
Well, your personal fucking religion, your personal shit, as far as religion goes, isn't supposed to. And you said isn't supposed to encroach in on the government, but it does. But it's not supposed to. It's written there. Separation of
we're
church
not
and
supposed
state.
to pay taxes, but we do.
Exactly. That I don't like that either.
Okay,
but the thing is,
you're just a fucking. You're poor, rich trash. Like you're rich,
hysterical, Patrice.
You're just a piece of garbage, but you're a millionaire.
Let me just say this.
Fucking bastard.
When did this country become the country where everyone's entitled to the same fucking thing. There are poor people, there are rich people. Hold on. There are poor people and there are rich people in this country. It's what this country's based on. If you're lucky and you make something yourself, you have some skill, whatever the fuck it is. Listen to you laugh.
No, I'm
This
laughing.
is what America is made
I'm
for.
laughing.
Some people fall on their ass and fucking get nowhere.
I'm
and
laughing
others.
because there's
You
a
think
lot
America's
of
built on that?
ass-falling people that are
That's
listening
what
to
this
this
whole
show
fucking
right now.
country was based on.
No, the country was built.
It wasn't based to come here because we're going to give you what the fuck you want.
This country was based.
Wasn't a guarantee.
On exploiting. It really was. It was based on
black
first
labor.
It was black labor.
Free black
then it was
labor.
Italians. Then it was Africans. Now it's the Mexicans. It's that new term. They the new niggas. But the bottom line is, this country was based on exploiting somebody and getting rich from it. That's what happened. Now it is becoming a place where people have felt bad about their past and are trying to right a lot of the wrongs of the past. So a lot of things that wouldn't have happened have.
White guilt.
But if we are going to be a country where every time I turn around, some politician is saying we are the moral authority in the world, and right after that a commercial will come on for Girls Gone Wild. If we're going to be a moral authority, if we're going to constantly talk about Jesus and constantly talk about element, like the country now talking about change, we need to change the 2 minute. We are the we've been waiting for. It's changing the tone of the country. Then you have to accept all. Just like I told him, you have to accept all that comes along with when Obama. You have to accept the fact that this country is going to have to do some of the things it actually expects.
So people
really
are so then everyone is entitled. By just being an American, you're entitled to certain things, whether you work for them or not, whether you're lucky enough to have.
I don't think any human being. I think that we place such a value on. We love money so much in this country. We put God on our money, so we can have everything in the same space. But to me, I just am from a human standpoint, I just don't believe that your care should be better than some people because you can afford it. So,
everybody should eat. Everybody should eat, because if you don't eat, you'll be dead.
Yeah.
So
Or
if
you'll
everybody
steal from
can't eat, some motherfuckers they don't have enough food to fucking eat on welfare.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be quite honest, my mother was stealing it.
So was I.
Listen to me, my mother was stealing it.
So was mine.
But okay, she wasn't stealing it, and I was walking around with the brand new Nike. She was stealing it, working and on welfare, just to get a little bit more, just some food, some extra fucking food. Because to eat right, a fucking fish, one fish, $75 a pound. A whole pig,
What the fuck is
a
in the
dime.
fish?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can eat a whole fucking pig for nothing and die, or you can try to eat right, and lettuce is this expensive, or fish is that expensive, or fucking something that's not gonna give you a fucking heart attack costs more money than the average thing. It's fucked up. You can come out of your goddamn Shelby money and fucking give me a piece of corn.
Where does it fucking have to stop then? Do we all have to equal out?
No, man.
That's communism, man.
Thank you. Thanks for saying it then,
But you know
Patrice.
what's funny to me?
Thanks for saying it.
When I grew up, I remember being my mother having to, because when you go on, we used to get lunch tickets. And I remember watching my mother made him fill out the thing so she can get a little extra. And I watched my father cry. And I said, and I never understood, but he hated the fact that he had to subjugate himself to get a little extra. That taught me something. I'm always going to. I believe that I'm going to be as human as possible. Of course, if you work hard, there's some lazy motherfuckers out there that don't deserve, to live in a great house.
Right.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't die. Like the mortgage person. Here's the thing we do. Who thought it was a good idea to give a motherfucker making $335 an hour $1 million home loan?
Exactly.
Like, who thought that?
But who's the dumb motherfucker that looks at his budget and decides he's going to get that house?
Then we do this. That's fine. I get that. We'll bail out the bank that made the predatory loans, but not the people that took them. We'll bail out railroads that are shitty business model, but not the people that ride them. We'll bail out the airline industry. Like after 9/11, we gave them billions of dollars, and they're a shitty business model. And now 7 of those people are going. We'll give corporations chances that we never give human beings. That's my problem. If you take welfare away from some people, you say you ain't fucking working, but you'll give those same tax breaks to Exxon and Mobil who don't even need it, and you don't blink an eye at it.
I agree with that to a point, but the reason the airlines got bailed out and the railroads and stuff is because we need fucking planes and trains.
We might need planes.
You know, this poor motherfucker that went broke.
We don't need. It's 7. You know why airlines go broke?
That's why they're going broke. Yeah,
because they're shitty business models. Because they're late, they pay too much money, and you know what happens to a shitty business model? It goes away. We don't need 19,000 airlines. We just need good ones and efficient ones. You know, the only airline that didn't have to lay off anybody or take any money from the government was Southwest. Now, everybody laughs at them and talks about them. They're a great business model.
It's because they weren't fucking paying the mechanics to fix the plane.
Right.
Yeah, motherfuckers are flying buses.
American did the same thing. American, but the thing about it is, we look at corporations differently than we do look at people. Now, I understand we need corporations, but you would never. You'll tell me how you shouldn't bail out the people that made a predatory loan. Banks were ripping those people off left and right. And what they figured would happen, they wouldn't be able to make the loan, they'd pay them, and we'll get the house back and can sell it again. They didn't know they was going to all of a sudden have a whole surplus of houses they couldn't sell.
I know, but that just people sometimes are fucking stupid.
Do
you think you're getting $10 million from Nigeria in your email?
Was the bank stupid?
You don't give a fuck, Anthony.
Was the bank stupid?
The bank was stupid.
No, apparently the bank is pretty fucking
Anthony,
smart knowing they're going to foreclose on a house.
But now the banks are in trouble because
now they're stupid.
Are there any people in need?
So let's say it was two stupid people. We just chose the richer stupid person. That's what happened. We bail out those banks.
Are there any people in need that you give a fuck about that you go, man, these people need help, and I would like to help them?
It's the people on commercials that I never fucking see. And you know who it is? It's these fucking father, mother, and 2 kids in a homeless shelter that just ain't ever in a fucking homeless shelter. They fell through the cracks of society. The husband lost his job. This could happen to any man. No, it's a lunatic in a snorkel jacket on a 100-degree day fucking going, can I get some money? That's the fucking shit. That's the needy that I don't give a fuck about.
Can you do the black snorkel homeless man again?
Can I have some money?
You know him, huh?
Oh fuck! I know him a lot.
I have like there are people I don't have tolerance. I don't have tolerance for bullshit.
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm tired of people, doing whatever the fuck they do. But
I chase mullet-headed white fucking junkies away too. I tell them, go fuck yourself. You ain't getting a quarter from me.
I'm also tired of people. Like I just think if the government did 4 things, I'd be fine. I think if they gave everybody a decent quality education. I think if they gave you some level.
Gabe, isn't that in place? Hold on, isn't that in place? If someone does well in school,
how can you do?
I don't understand.
Let me give you an example from my life. My kids went to school in the inner city in Los Angeles. In 1996, I moved to the Valley, which is the same school district, but it's the Valley, Los Angeles School District. My kids were 3 years, and they were doing well at their school. 3 years behind those people. 3 years. They were doing shit at that school that we had never even seen.
Why?
So I had to. Well, I don't know why. You tell.
That's just it. Why?
I can't tell you why. Like I don't have the why. Yeah. And plus that ain't a good joke. Why? I don't know what that is. You fucking about human interest. But so I had to pay to this day. I had to pay tutors to catch my children up, and unfortunately I was able to do it. My daughter goes to Smith. Private college. I'm very proud of her. My son is in college. My daughter, she gonna be my daughter. That's the fuck she gonna be for the rest of her life. But she ain't the brightest motherfucker. No matter how much I'm paying tutors. But the idea that they go to the same school district that they worked hard, that I thought I was doing everything I needed to do, and they were still 3 years behind. And you ask me why, and I tell you I don't know. I can't tell you why, because now it's richer out there. So I think that there's more, and certainly there's more involvement. It used to be a PTA, parents were there. I don't think it's 100% of one thing. I think it's 1% of 100 things. I think the parents need to be more involved in their children's lives.
Absolutely.
I think that we need to place a higher premium on education, but all of us do. Like I was reading, none of us. We have to give hundreds of thousands of work visas away because we're not educated enough to do the job that involves mathematics. We have to hire.
Well, this child thing has nothing to do with Anthony.
No, you know something?
Let's move along from children.
I pay motherfucking school taxes up the ass.
Why?
Where I am. Because I don't have any kids, but I got to pay for the fucking schools in my neighborhood. In my neighborhood, I got to pay for the fucking schools.
Have them
because they don't want the kids fucking winging rocks through my windows. So even people without kids got to pay through the fucking ass for the school tax.
Well, fuck, I don't give a fuck about that. Fuck the kids.
Yeah. Fuck the kids.
Yeah. The children should be homeless.
Yeah, fuck the children.
A very special episode of Opie and Anthony.
You joke around. But they do use their fucking like 5- and 6-year-old age status to fucking get away with shit.
Yeah.
God damn Norton.
This motherfucker here.
And that's what I have to say about that. So thank you for listening to me.
I can't wait to see Richard Huff's article tomorrow. Opie straightens everyone out on
Yes. Opie's race discussion, groundbreaking. I'm going to be on the top of, yeah, I do. I'm going to be on the top of the Drudge Report later today. Opie solves
race problems
Can
in
we
America.
all agree on
that
one
was
thing?
what?
Yes.
We have to take a leak? Yeah.
Yeah.
D.L. Hughley at Caroline's. That was really interesting.
212-757-4100. He's there tonight through Sunday. And, of course, Patrice is at Comics on 14th Street tonight and tomorrow only.
And Black Panther headquarters.
Yes, yes.
Wherever that is these days.
I know. Hold on. What is it, 1967?
I know.
What's that?
Exactly. We, then he's going to the Cotton Club.
And the Black Panther's house.
We're all doing the pee-pee dance. We got to take a break. You guys having fun or what? All right, we'll continue in just a bit.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to take a break now. And Opie and Anthony and them Norton, that's our comic. He's going to keep you smiling. And we want you to be right there when we come back. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back. No matter what he do.
Oh, my God.
That's his legacy.
It never
That's his
ended.
getting shot in the head.
Oh, my God.
He's the black president.
I need a nap. Oh, my God.
I agree with
Patrice,
Patrice
I'm
on
with
that.
you.
All right.
I agree with Patrice on that. What we talked about during break.
Hey,
that never happens.
We're back with the live studio audience. I want to do something really quick.
I need another threesome.
Let's get people. I want to know how many people out there. We have a very white audience looking at us right now. That's true. And I want to know how many of these guys and gals are voting for McCain. Raise your hand.
Of course. Why would you even ask?
Oh, that's not. Look, it's not even. Of course. Shut up. Keep your hands up.
What do you want?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Look at how
3,
four
4, 5,
other
6,
hands
7.
went up. And another.
Hold on.
Do you see, you fucking liars?
Shut up. I'm
Where
showing
are we
you an
doing
accurate
real
count.
here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks like,
Now,
right?
how many of you traitors?
So we got 8 for McCain. How many for Obama? There's a lot.
3.
4. 2.
If that's the ratio, it's over now.
Wait, out of 11.
Hold on, man, bro.
What? That's over 25% though. I mean, when you look at it like that, 3 and 8 is that out of 11 people, that is over 25%.
Yeah, but there's more than 11. So what's going on with the other guys? You're just
That's
not
what I'm
voting?
saying.
Maybe they're wigs.
Some of them kept their hand down and then left. It's a dangerous thing.
What? What happened? Who's?
They're on.
Everybody's on?
What happened?
Yeah.
No, I have fun.
So what did that guy? He jumped up. What?
Oh, I'm definitely not voting for John McCain. No way. It's ludicrous. We've already lost 4,000 men in this war. We definitely need a change in America. And I think Obama's pretty optimistic. I certainly think he's qualified. Since DL mentioned before about
Where somebody had some thoughts while that discussion was going on. The hand went up. When the hand goes up, it's going to be a fucking wild. Everybody's got to just be themselves. You know what, dude? Black or white. Dude, I'm
Fat Bob Kelly.
What an ass. Point about Obama not being there for votes and voting present as opposed to voting yes or no. A friend of mine made a point about that. A lot of times things go through and you don't want to go against the party, but you don't want to support it either. And that's one of the reasons Obama did have that voting record. At least the guy was there. Most of these motherfuckers aren't even there.
But that's my here's my thing. I think politics do what they do to get. It's like I said earlier. Everybody's filling out. This is the biggest job application. I don't know one motherfucker that tells the truth on that job application. I don't know one. So I don't look at politics. I judge them and I kind of go, they serve a purpose, they good. But I don't look at them as being agents of change or goodness or what. All they care about is what gets them elected. That's just it.
And gets them to the next gig.
I agree with that shit.
So
I agree Obama's doing that the same way as everybody else.
I don't have a high sense of self-esteem, of esteem for them. If they're good at their job, but people can say whatever they want about George Bush, and this is the one good thing I'll say about him. I don't even know what I can say. But is that he didn't use slick talk and great rhetoric and lilting rhetoric to get shit done. He bullied people, and he was politically effective. Like, he got shit done. It was all the wrong shit, but he wasn't in there talking nice to those people. He's like, motherfucker, you do it, or I'm going to make it politically hot for you. He got a lot of Democrats, they lost their jobs. So I think that he was politically effective, just all the wrong shit. So I don't think you have to be nice. I think that the people are putting politicians in places I don't think they belong. I think they're just, they're not civil rights workers. They're not humanitarians. These motherfuckers are trying to get a library. And that's why I keep him. I mean, he might be a great dude. He can speak great. I'm gonna vote for him, but don't expect me to suck his dick. I hope he's good at his game.
Ask if anybody's voting that knows nothing about politics.
What he said.
I don't think anyone's going to fess up to knowing nothing about politics.
That's what I'm saying. There's a bunch. You think there's a couple of guys over here that's just voting because that's who they gonna vote for?
There's at least 2 or 3 dummies over there.
And I think that's more people than you fucking realize, man.
Let's go to Stalker Patty. Who are you voting for in the upcoming election?
I think Obama's the only candidate out of the 3 who were out there that's capable of doing the job.
Who's the 3?
Hillary and
she dropped out.
McCain.
Hillary's out.
Yeah. McCain's
Hillary's out.
She just said, fuck that. I'm going to go on my rant.
Oh, she'll just keep talking.
You need people that aren't running.
I think that Hillary...
I think Gary Hart's in trouble. I'm going to vote for Obama.
I'm going to say that shit.
And she's still talking.
Patty, I was interjecting humor. Sorry.
Do you know that Hillary's out of it?
Yes, I know that.
So would you say the 3 candidates?
Well, I've been with Obama all along because he's strong enough to handle
No, you
it.
weren't. You badmouthed him because you were for Hillary.
No, I wasn't.
I remember that. You were like, Obama, I wouldn't vote for him. He's too racially motivated. You said all that.
Did I?
No.
Oh, God. You had a doubting her.
I totally made that up.
You Jedi mind tricked her.
But that exactly is who's voting. She had no idea.
Thank you, Jim. That's
perfect example.
Voting.
Perfect example, Patrice.
Can you vote? You're allowed to vote, Patty?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why not?
That's what the fuck. That's who's voting.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's
You're
who's
allowed to vote.
voting.
Yeah.
I'm glad Hillary got out because the race was taking us. She started to look like Willie Nelson, didn't she? What like the model for the nickel for a little while.
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
She looked like Willie Nelson, but less fuckable.
I'm like, baby, go down and take a nap.
I wanted to marry her so I could cheat on her.
but I didn't.
She's not happy with a man unless his dick smells like someone else. It smells like Mentos. I'll stay with him.
Oh my goodness.
Well.
Any other political commentary? We haven't really gone to the crowd.
Well, ask the big dude right there. The big.
Oh yeah, Bob Kelly.
Dude. This
Bob
dude right
Kelly.
Ask this one. I gotta see what this dude say.
What do you got, buddy?
Who are you voting for?
McCain.
Okay, what do you like about McCain?
Other than his wife. Yeah. Exactly.
Look at Patrice. Patrice has done nothing but for the past 2 hours and talk about how he's only voting for a black man because he's black.
I'm not mad at that.
And then he just goes, he's white because he's white.
This is what I mean. White people they're not allowed to just be honest. They have to figure out a way.
Well, give us permission, please.
I'm just saying, I vote for dude because he's black. But white people have to go, well, his stance on...
No, that's not true.
Look at this motherfucker trying to make up some shit.
I'm trying to give you an answer here. Don't like the liberals, so I try to go...
That's fair.
Wow. Republican.
By liberals, he means the black people.
Of course.
You know what
But I don't give a fuck, because let me tell you something. Even if he came up with some magical shit, I still believe in what I believe. So it's nothing... I'm prejudging him, and he's not going to say anything that makes me go, fair enough. You made such a fair point against Obama and for McCain, and I'm open-minded like that. But
no, you're not.
I am. I'm open-minded in terms of a motherfucker best logical. You know, if it makes sense, I'm gonna go with it, dude. I believe that he's not voting for Obama because he's black, but he has to figure out some shit that he hasn't even figured out.
Okay, let me ask you something. Honestly, what if, like, I hate conservatives?
Okay.
I do. Armstrong. You gave me an example of Armstrong Williams, or I don't like them. I think that no offense, I like you, but you know, some of my best friends are conservative.
Yeah, I hear you.
But how come I would never extend somebody or deny somebody a right I feel like I have? That's what that whole Don Imus thing was about.
Yes,
to me.
there you go.
If I'm allowed to do it, somebody else should be allowed.
And
Yes.
the liberals were the ones who attacked him. The only the conservatives defended him. Like
especially speech. I think black comedians should have been the first people defending anything that had to do with language.
Right. So I don't like conservatives. I don't care if they were black, they were a woman, they were the first midget. I don't give a fuck what they were the first of. I don't like them. Why am I allowed to say I would never vote for them because they're conservative, and he's not allowed to say he never voted for them because they're liberal?
I'm gonna tell you why. It is what it fucking is.
Right.
But wait, you're not saying
it's not magic.
Well,
it's double standard.
I agree with you.
And I'm not saying that I give a fuck that he can't. It's just white guilt. See, black people have a little to do with what the fuck y'all do to yourselves. It's some civil war happening with white people where you make each other feel uncomfortable. We don't even have a say in it. White guilt is the thing that makes him not be able to go, I just don't want to vote for a black guy. We didn't do that shit.
That's not, did you see? I feel so stupid. I was in the same Four Seasons we were at when we were doing in Washington. John Zogby was there from the Zogby Reuters poll, and I had lunch with him. It was the day after the Pennsylvania primary. 21%, and he was talking about the exit poll. 21% of the voters there said the race was a problem, that they would rather stay home than vote for Obama. 17% of Catholic voters, and it was Catholic voters, said that they would vote for. They would rather they stay home. So that's 38% of that vote. Those are people who said out loud, "I ain't vote for this nigga."
They didn't say that out loud. They said it. No, they said it behind something.
Whatever they said it.
But I'm
they
saying
were open about it. They said it.
I can say I'm a vote for Obama or whatever, but when I go, only if they have cameras pointing right at you when you push these buttons and you go, "Oh yeah, it's Obama," and you go, "Whoops, not that nigga." They can say what they want to say, but outwardly, white people aren't gonna go, "I'm not voting for him because he's black." You'll never find
I think
it.
that's for parts of the country. Look, the West, they voted for him in big numbers.
White
in the
people,
East.
according to white people, there's no racism.
Well, in the West, in the East,
don't exist.
But not in the middle of the country. You go to
it's there, but I've never met a racist. I've never met one.
Let's ask Roland. Roland, who are you voting for?
M. Night Shyamalan.
Shamalama Ding. Yeah.
Bill Richardson, because he's Mexican.
Bruce Springsteen's voting for him.
What's that?
Bruce Springsteen supporting Obama.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's why.
No, that's really why he's voting.
Well,
Roland's a huge Springsteen fan, so
Oprah
whatever
made a
Bruce
lot of people vote for him.
Yeah.
Shit,
But there's honesty, Patrice. That's the reason why Roland's voting for Obama.
Still didn't say race, though. We're talking about the honesty of race, though.
There's other things that play into this, too.
He's not white, though.
But Patrice is right again. I'll give it to you. I hate the whole the guilt thing, and that white people can't just say
the white guilt vote's going to be big.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, yeah, it might be. A lot of white people just feel guilty and paternalistic.
And they hope to God this will end racism. Please let this end
really do.
In this inner horror that I have. Please.
One way or another. Either with peace and love or through a race war.
I'm at moral impasse. I can't take it anymore.
But you know what's so funny? Everybody acts like this is the first time in history this has happened. Like this is the most significant moment in modern history. Like, and it's pretty significant for this country. But in South Africa, I think it was pretty significant.
That was a majority.
That
the difference of majority
was a prisoner and became
president. Was it the same
Yeah.
democratic process, though?
No, they voted. They voted.
Well, you know what the big thing was?
Anything white was burned.
A whole lot of Africans.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of dead white people.
Those were the options. So I think that you gotta put this. I am very part of me is I'm very proud to see something. I always wait for the shit in the game to see what's going on. I'm very proud to see a black man ascending something I never thought, Barry, I never even thought possible. Even when I did my HBO special, I couldn't think that I couldn't wrap my mind around it. But I'm also a realist. I don't believe, and this is just, I think most politicians aren't shit, and I think, but I hold them to low self.
Business as usual.
I absolutely agree.
All business
I don't think this motherfucker, I think he's a goddamn politician.
Right.
That's what I think he is.
So
anybody who wants to be the president is a fucking sickening, crazy motherfucker anyway. But fuck it.
But don't tell me how
But
they
you want the black man.
Right. Don't tell me how they're going to change the world will be warmer and nicer. Your job is to do what the American people want you to do. That's your gig.
Before Doug Williams, all I wanted was Doug Williams. Now I want fucking who's going to make my team win.
You know what I think
before
Obama will do?
I want Doug Williams, man, too.
So would you take Doug Williams over Tom Brady?
Fucks no.
Okay.
Not now. Then I would have. I would have been that, like, fuck that. I want to see this happen.
You know what I think Obama's going to do?
Not now.
Foreign policy, I think he's going to do much better because I think other people in other countries are going to. Remember when Jesse went over to free that in Libya?
Yes.
He got the little hostages free just so the Libyans could go fuck yourself.
Right.
We're giving him to Jesse.
Right. Yes.
I think he's going to do better in foreign policy.
Absolutely.
Because I think the foreign dignitaries are going to know that, like, people are going to be like, motherfucker.
They're going to give him some extra oil to take home in his
just
pocket.
because he's black, right?
Take that with you. Take a couple of barrels just for
the rest
you.
of the country.
And you know what? The people, the economy is really all about, like the global economy is really all about emotion. Like, people hate us right now.
Yeah.
And they want to, like, that ill will is in the zeitgeist. People want us fucked over and broke.
That's the same reason that the Iranian hostages were released. It was a slap at Carter for taking the Shah.
Right.
And when protecting the Shah of Iran after the Islamic Revolution.
Second Reagan got in, the hostages were
They were set free. It was all a slap in the face of Jimmy Carter.
But I think that I just have a problem with people acting like this is Jesus. Like it's like, I'm like, man, you've never met one great human being who was a politician.
Can you name something bigger in your lifetime than the possibilities of this?
No, I'm not negating. No, the possibility that a black dude gets a great job is what we're talking about. That a black man gets a great job.
It's bigger than that,
greatest
though,
thing
man.
in my life.
There's going to be some the same reason when you first saw Roots, right? You remember how you felt.
Yeah,
when
but that was a historical.
But when this motherfucker gets up on this goddamn podium, and he says white babies are now legal to eat. When he gets up there and you see him getting ready to say, I am your president, you can't help but something take over, man.
I'm proud of him for doing it. But this is a black dude who's got a job, who hopefully will do a great job.
It's gonna be bigger than that. I hope he make it. Just so I remember this conversation, man. It's gonna be bigger than that, deal.
I think that I'll be proud.
It is.
You guys all gonna be puffing cigars.
No,
I
think there's gonna be a whole lot of
Patrice O'Neill. I'm the head of Exxon. Hello, how are you?
It's gonna be a whole lot of quiet and a whole lot of crying when that motherfucker.
Yeah, but what does that do?
It's
motherfuckers gonna stop shooting each other.
Maybe, just fucking maybe.
I
just want to. It's just something that you just go, fuck, man. He is the boss, even though it's not going to change shit. I'm not going to be able to walk down and say, hey, white woman, take your clothes off because it's the black president.
Patrice needs so much. You needed something to hope for.
It's not external hope.
You need hope.
He's right, though. I ain't gonna let you. That's a white trick. I'm not going to let you do it.
Patrice, I don't believe. I believe I'll be proud of him. Because he's a black man who's been able to accomplish. I was proud of Condoleezza Rice. But let me say this.
Fuck him. I don't give a fuck about him.
Every black man that does something great, I can be proud of. Everyone that does.
He don't care if it was Nipsey fucking Russell.
Fuck him.
Geraldine was the first lady.
I don't go.
I'm with you 100% on what you're saying, except for this one block between what you're saying. What I'm saying is that I want. The symbol part means something to me, man. Because it's going to mean something to the country. It's going to make white people feel a certain way no matter. Just because I'm black, I'm going to feel this certain kind of thing. And just because white people are white and they have this funky fear of, oh, shit, here it comes. White slaves. It's gonna fucking make me feel good.
You're gonna like that.
See the fucking.
All right, listen.
The fictional change.
All right,
that doesn't make me feel like I just.
It does.
He just wants like spite and you want a little more vindictive.
No.
When Kobe scores 50 points, I don't go, wow, a black man did it, so by virtue I did it. I go, well, that's a cool thing.
Well, you would have did it in 1901 if Kobe was the only nigga playing.
I would have done this. I'm very, like, I can make it. They compartmentalize for me. I'm very proud that a black man has the possibility of ascending to a place where I had no concept that it could possibly. He was the most shocked when he won Iowa. He was the most shocked motherfucker on stage.
I was. Everybody was.
I was about to go home and make my vice presidential bumper sticker. I'm proud of that. But I also believe. But the other part of my mind goes, but this is just a dude who frankly made everybody else believe
it's very much
that's all
like the OJ verdict. That's what it is.
Right. You're gonna have
what it is. It's not that we gave a fuck. I'll speak for me. It's not that I gave a fuck whether OJ did it or not. He beat the game that was made up by the people that made up the game, and he fucking got off when that's what was happening all these years. That's how slow it was for me.
But I feel
president,
like he did it.
He's about to be the fucking president. He's about to be the president with the fucking game that you created. And when I say you,
I don't know.
you know,
probably not doing a show.
I meant to say you people. He's playing the game that he's supposed to play.
Yeah, but
I just want to see it happen.
I like that he. I like that he beat the game.
And they hate this motherfucker.
I like that he did. But
they
if
been
they
giving
hate
Hillary.
enough,
They was giving Hillary shit. But this crazy nigga preacher, go with it. She's too dumb.
But who hates Obama? He gets great comment. People love Barack. They hate Hillary.
Yeah.
They love Barack.
The media was feeding.
Oh no,
you
can't say
stuff.
that. You can't say that.
No, not at all.
Jeremiah, are you serious?
Sound bites like that?
Just to help her out?
Sound bites
hey, Hillary,
like that?
the nigga can't bowl now.
They just liked both of them banging heads together.
Let me tell you something. No matter what you think,
Patrice,
no matter what you think, this is the truth. If enough white people don't vote for him, he ain't gonna be president. So if there is that animus, if that animus, so they got to buy into what you're saying. I don't care if it's white guilt. I don't care if it's people believe
him. We got to start killing white
they
folk.
Have to.
He won Iowa. He won Vermont.
Right.
These are not hotbeds
They
of
have
black
to give him. They have to say we believe, and for whatever reason you have to do it. I think for me, I'm going to be proud of a black man, like I said, doing something but I just don't have, and I can't do it.
Anything that white people do when it comes to Obama, whether it's vote for him or vote against him, I'm questioning it.
Yeah.
Until he's president and it's all over, and I can go, there was one, and now I can listen to a white person that goes, I'm going to vote for him because I think he's the best. And then I'll just go, God, fuck you, you white guilt motherfucker. I have no regard for what white people say in terms of the president right now, the black president.
So bad that's the reason so many white people will vote for Obama is because Bush fucked up so bad.
That's right.
That they turn their back on the party, on anyone that looks like Bush, anyone that acts like Bush.
That's 25%, but you're 25%.
I'm talking to 25% right now. He is big enough to be 25%. And I'm talking to a quarter of motherfuckers. All that shit you talking, you think that he's thinking all that shit?
There are some staunch party liners that ain't gonna fucking vote anything close to a liberal. I wouldn't vote anything close to a liberal. I fucking like my guns.
Am I a liberal?
Love my guns. No, I don't. You're more independent than anybody.
So I can have a gun and a hooker and weed.
Right.
Then I'll vote for that motherfucker. If I can have, I just love.
If you have a gun, you don't need a hooker.
Yeah, you do.
Swim walk.
A lot of racial animosity against black people. Like, what is it about? It's okay, you said that many times. What is it about Obama that you like politically?
Yeah.
Politically? Well, he seems like he's more flexible. I think he's going to be able to do the job.
That was very, very specific.
Wow. Flexible. That's good.
Yes,
I mean,
he practices yoga.
Politics and stuff like
If you
that.
ask the average American why they're voting for somebody, you would get answers just like that.
Patrice is right. Yeah, that's exactly what Patrice said.
But also black people, same thing.
Yeah.
Anyone who's voting, this is the type of answer.
Well, you know she doesn't know.
No one really knows what these people
Thank God for the
stand
fucking.
for.
That's why I say what I say. They fucking call it. They bullshitting to get a job.
That's why I can't be bothered. I don't give a shit.
Here's what gave her away.
I don't give a
She said,
shit.
and stuff like that. Never the sign of a fucking smart.
Thank God.
He
You're gonna vote
seems to
McCain.
me like he could handle the pressure.
And McCain is not strong.
I don't want. And I don't want to. But I'd rather lean left.
There's a great discussion going on both
Patty is
places.
saying that
If your birthday got 19-0 anything, that you should be president.
19-0.
So you're not,
shit, I'm
you're
almost
not
there.
going to vote for. You would never vote for Obama.
No, and you know something? And I'd be honest, like Patrice doesn't think I'd be. I don't like his politics. I don't like that he's too fucking liberal for me.
And I don't like McCain. But
yeah, I don't like McCain either. He's a little too.
But I would
far
never vote for somebody I
right-leaning.
didn't like.
So who's left?
That's what I'm saying. You
fucking left. I love
I see the point he's getting ready to make. You're gonna vote just because you have to vote for that dude.
I would never, if I don't like politicians, but I like enough of what Obama says that I could vote for him, I would never vote for somebody I didn't like.
He's making sure that
I wouldn't do it.
Obama is the more of two evils for Anthony. He's making sure by his vote going against Obama.
I'm taking the lesser of the two evils.
He just makes sure that he's gonna help Obama not be president, as opposed to helping McCain be the president.
Yeah,
he's just trying to make sure Obama.
He's saying the same thing you're saying, though. Voting the black
I'm
party.
just voting for the white guy. Just voting for the white guy.
I believe a man should have a right to carry guns. I believe that the woman should have the right to have an abortion. Yeah. I don't believe that the government is. I believe government's too big. I don't believe that they should be the end all. I think that they should be less out of. They should be out of business and less in our business. I think that
we're more libertarian than either Democrat or Republican.
I would never vote for a dude like Patrice was saying. I couldn't if I didn't like Obama enough. I couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. I think he's a politician. I think they're all full of shit. I don't put him up on a shelf and go, "Ooh, I'm gonna worship," and a glow comes by. I don't do all that shit. I go, he's a tool. He's a functional dude who's supposed to do a job. If I'll vote for him because I think he's capable of doing the job.
Yeah.
You are saying you're voting the party line.
No, I'm voting for McCain because more of his ideas that he has are more.
Okay,
he has more than Obama has. I have more in common with what he believes in than Obama believes in.
You have more in common with Obama than him?
No.
Because I have literally nothing in common with Obama.
Ideology as far as his politics goes, which is probably a bunch of bullshit anyway. They just say the shit to get into office.
Well, I have a black wife and 3 black kids, so he has 2. But I
yeah, so that's not what in common you have. I've never been tortured, so I guess I don't have much.
Not even today, huh?
Sure you have. You were married for 9 years.
Okay, that's true.
Hey, some good instant feedback coming in. Blue Healer from Kentucky writes, I thought today was Friday the 13th, not Black Friday.
I told you.
And then Rich B from Iowa, he goes, Opie, you saved a man's life yesterday. You had time to run down to Iowa and save 40 Boy Scouts' lives by performing first aid. Then still had time to come back and solve race relations and set the Obama presidency. Does Anthony and Jimmy do anything? Well, I'm booked for Hannity and Combs after my my viewpoints from today. So.
Oh, really?
Yes, I got that going for me.
All right.
Well,
have fun on that. Talk to Combs.
Good old Combs.
Does he talk? Does he get to say 2 fucking words on that show?
Really.
Yeah, but they pick, and I like Combs, but that's the weirdest. Is he a burn victim or something?
What the fuck's going on?
What happened to him? I'm like, it looks like a Muppet or something. Like somebody got their hand.